Alright, this video is kind of a recap of my other ones, but this is going to be about everything that you're going to need for your betta fish. Preferably, you want all this done before you buy your fish and bring it home. A lot of people do not do their research and end up coming home with a half-gallon tank or nothing at all and not really knowing what to do. First of all, the biggest thing obviously is the tank. 2.5 gallons or larger is the best. A filter and the sponge with it is a good idea if you have a 5-gallon tank or more. A heater is a necessity. About a 25 or 50 watt heater is good for the smaller tanks. They will say how many gallons it's for. Adjustable ones are the best, so you could turn it up if your fish get sick and you need to, or you can turn it down. They're a little bit more reliable. I have a couple that haven't, and they haven't been doing their jobs very well, and I know a lot of people who are not happy with it. Then the fun part is decorations. I would definitely not recommend a bare tank. Betta fish can get stressed out, and they do like somewhere to hide to get away. Usually I recommend a couple of plants. A couple that go up to the surface or really near the surface are a really good idea because they like laying on them, and at night when they go to sleep or to the rest state, whatever you want to call it, they still need to breathe, and bettas do breathe air from the surface, so they really enjoy being able to sleep up by the surface. So that's really good. There's many decorations that you can get. I really like caves, somewhere where they can go into and not be seen. There's a lot of those. You want to do the pantyhose test on all of those along with any fake plants, because they can rip your betta's fins. You can sand them if they're too sharp. I talked about this in another video, so I won't go too into depth with it. This tank has a piece of driftwood. Driftwood is really nice. So he doesn't really have a cave per se, but he has places that he can go to get away to hide if he feels the need to. Then, absolutely, totally necessary is water conditioner. My favorite is Prime. It's good for the price and only 2 drops per gallon. This is absolutely essential. You don't want to come home without this. Other than the tank, if you want to pick one thing that you can buy with your fishing tank and heater, it's this. Gravel's really nice. I think it looks better. A lot of people don't use anything at all because it makes it easier to clean, but that's up to you on which one you like the look of and what you want to clean. Gravel you either need to rinse out or vacuum out, depending on what you want to do. With bare bottom tanks, you can pretty much just dump them and refill it up, and it's easier. A net is a really good idea. Nets are about $2 or $3. They're really cheap. This one's kind of, I don't really use as much. It's kind of rough. There are softer ones with finer mesh or like a solider fabric on them. Mostly when you do water changes, I recommend trying to scoop them out with a cup. They do come up to the surface. I find it fairly easy to get them out like that. Nets can be stressful, and they can rip fins if you're not careful and you don't really know what you're doing. But it's a good idea to have it in case you need it. Just be careful with it. Food, you definitely want pellets. Flakes is really hard to get the right amount in them, and some fish don't like them, and they're not as nutritious. Make sure protein is some of the #1 ingredients. Then a lot of bettas appreciate bloodworms. Very good treat. If you have a cycle tank, you're definitely going to want a test kit unless you plan on going to the store to test your water. So that is basically what you're going to need to keep your betta fish. It's a lot more than the pet store wants you to think, but it's pretty much a one-time cost. It's an expensive startup, but after that, if you take care of them well, it's not that bad.